Well, hi, two penners. Welcome to your April directives. So, this month is the sixth month for you. And basically, what that means is there's just going to be a lot of stuff about family and relating and brokering different dynamics that are in play. Sometimes relationships are messy, and people are messy. We're messy. We're in process. And in a two personal year, this whole experience of being in relationship with people and figuring out how to find through lines and pathways towards common ground, even though it might not be perfect, is what this experience is all about. So, you being inside of a 4 month, April's a 4 month, and you have this six energy, which is all about family, the bigger family. There's just a very clear message here of let's try to clean up some dynamics in relationship. It doesn't matter if that's in your personal life or if it's sitting in your business world, that could function better. So the six energy coupled with your two pin, something about the six energy is really fantastic. It has the ability to be the visionary, to see where, this is going to be working out to fantastic results. um, the higher spiritual laws that are connected to the sixth energy is visionary and acceptance. So the visionary can see the bigger picture, right? We have to accept, all of us have to accept that nothing is ever going to be perfect. People aren't perfect. Thank God we're not. And to kind of let go of the big end result bogey that you see, knowing that, well, this is going to be good enough for now. All right. um, because you're moving, your two pin is moving through an 8 global year. It's like when we hit a pin cycle and we have the year marker, we can kind of see it as your pin is running through this terrain. And this terrain has its own spiritual laws attached to it. So the monthly directives are like the little mini runs that you're running through. So you have this for the duration of the month. Your two pin is going to be running through the four terrain, but it is also the added component of the six energy. 2 plus 4 is 6. And that's your bogey, this bogey of kind of cleaning things up in relationship, in your business, in your personal life. Doesn't really matter where it's sitting. There also is this need for accountability, where you might possibly need to take accountability for how you participated in the lack of fluidity, wherever that is. I'm being general. We'll get into some details in your to do and to don't list in just a second here. Uh, yeah. Because again, I'm going to say we are people in process. We are not perfect. Most of us are trying to figure some stuff out as we go, and try to figure out how to be a more present spiritual being having a human experience. All right. So with that, let me jump into your directives. Um, and I'm going to say that there's just a ton of responsibility sitting inside of this this April experience for you. There's just a lot of busyness, and that looks like events and people and situations, events and people and situations that are just showing up every single day in your life, and you're finding that, wow, this is really, really busy. What about me? Right? If you hold for 30 days here and you get yourself into May and June, it becomes about you and your vision and your goal. If you're locked in a very successful business, or you launched one last year or prior the year before, or if it's a job, something that you have been working very hard inside of, that means that, I'm looking at, just psychically, I can see it for all the two thinners. You got to find a way to bridge that gap between doing your job and this feeling. This is the underbelly of the two, and the sixth frequency. Feeling like, now this is what's coming through my head. I give and I give and I give. And what do I get in return? Yeah, no, don't. Find another way. Find another way to communicate. Find another way to broker. Find another way to find that neutral spot right in the very center of conflict or some form of discord that says, okay, I hear you, you hear me, I did this, and you did that, or they say they did that. It's all about accountability. Just find that spot so that things are more fluid. They are working better, and there's a relief that happens in your system when you actually execute that and you go out of your way to be diplomatic in your communication. All right. Super important. All right. So, yeah, another two things that I want to bring up here too, it's on your to-do list, is there might be a need for some financial cleanup. And again, anything that happens inside of April, because it's the terrain that you're jogging through, is about stability and process. How are things working? It's a stabilizing month. It's a place where we look around and we say, yeah, that's a little bit out of hand, right? Inside of finances, this is also very true for you this month. Yeah, it seems to be, I'm saying this for all the pins because we're in an 8 personal year. And 8 is all about money and abundance and power and recognition and reward. It's just that thing that requires us to clean things up in order to be more successful there. All right. So whatever is here, just get your bills on auto pay. If you've got some IRS issues, just get that on auto pay. Anything that's sitting here with money and it needs to be reorganized in order for it to work better, get around to doing that. I keep on coming back to relationship. This is all about relationship. All of this, cleaning up old ways of doing things, old ways of communicating, old ways of relating that aren't healthy, or they're in a rut. Something is just, lots of just not right. Something is just old. Something is outdated. And or something is just plain not healthy in our relating. The 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 goal for the 2 pin, which can be really difficult to get to because it just is a hard thing to be seen and to see, to be acknowledged and to acknowledge, to be present and to allow somebody else to be present. Um, it's the juice of a human experience, is to be in a relationship with each other. And oftentimes when it's our bogey and our target and our pin, I'll tell you, I've got twos and 20s all over my comprehensive numerology chart. Um, the empathic connection that we have also has to include boundaries. And it has to include, because there's a spiritual law here that says the art of diplomacy and interconnectedness, which, there's this thing about cooperation and balance. Those two words, they don't really go together, do they? The spiritual law of the two is cooperating and finding that balance. And oftentimes, through the cooperation, the balance is thrown away when you actually say, that's enough, I've done enough, and I need to go. And I think you've got it from here. And this is Jetson. So just find that place in this month to be at peace inside of yourself. Notice I just keep on coming back to my core. Well, the bogey to get to the end of the month is that things are in better condition. Things are in better functionality. That looks like your house. That looks like your bills. All right, Jetson. That looks like a lot of things. And then really just focus in on the part that is the superpower of the two, where you just keep pounding away at, you know what? Yeah, I hear your point. However, how I want to fix this. I want to make this more fluid. I want to stop the way it is right now and create something new. I want to honor us. Personal relationships are just huge inside of the two pin. This is what this month is all about. How can you find the words to sit somebody down and have these one-on-one conversations or one to a couple conversations and address something that is kind of clogging up the system, and it just hasn't been flowing and functioning in that way for in health and well-being for quite some time. All right. I would say that most of this run in April, I'm just struggling with how much of this is inside of your creativity or inside of your own deep dive, yummy expression of, going to parties and doing all the fun things that you love to do, whatever that unique thread is. It's an interesting mix of, yes, it's emotional, yes, it's interconnected, but it's really businesslike. It's focusing on, we have a deadline, we got to hit that deadline. Now, how are we going to do that? Cleaning up all this noise and all this mess that's just causing delays. It's causing things not to move. There's a repetition here that no matter how much I complain, no matter how much I just lose my mind, no matter how much I do that, I give and I give and I give, and what do I get in return? Nothing happens. Nothing changes. So this is your month to kind of kick that into high gear. You're the one who is going to be bringing this to the table and saying, let's tackle this. And let's tackle this in a productive way. And let's find a middle ground and let's just get a new groove going here. It is literally across the board of your life. And I guarantee you, if you can do this sprint through this month, next month, you are going into a 7 energy, and that is a completely different experience that you'll have, because you're moving into a 5 terrain of speed and change. with this incredible 7 frequency, which is quick as a whip. That's a whole new conversation. I don't want you to think about that. I want you to have that there while you get through this. All right. And I guarantee you, you will be pleased that you put in the effort. Okay, you guys. I'm here if you need me. 12listen.com is where you can find the write-ups, the actual write-ups that I am looking at. Here they are. I write them down and then I don't even look at them when I do these videos. It's a little bit like when I go to the grocery store. I write a list, I never look at it. So 12listen.com, that's where I work as an intuitive. And on my homepage there is where you'll find all the pin write-ups for all you peeps who just want to see a hard copy of what these directives are. All right, big love, everyone. And I wish you luck and go get them.